everyone is doing well. Unfortunately, I'm at work and there's no work. Whatever. I kind of hate that, but I'm going to use my time wisely. I wanted to talk about users. There are a lot of people that's going to come into your life with the wrong intention. Basically, just to use you. 9 times out of 10 for what you have. It's a fact. It's being done every day. I want us to stay mindful. I posted on Facebook. I woke up this morning. It's going about my routine of getting dressed. And I looked down in the bathroom sink and I saw that the water had made a heart. And I was like, wow. So I was in the process of brushing my teeth when I saw it, and I had to stop. Stopped and went to get my phone to take a picture of it. One time before, I was at my sister's house and I pulled some onion rings out the bag. One of the onion rings was in the shape of a heart. Yep. It was funny, real funny. Because signs are everywhere. Signs are everywhere. And we fail to pay attention to the signs. And that's why a lot of us are getting put in a trick bag and are being used. And we really have to stop turning a blind eye to these individuals that's using us and see it for what it is and move on from those people. Get those people far, far, far away from us because they mean us no good. And a user will use you until they can't use you anymore. Like they just want to suck you dry. That's what they do. And then they're on to the next one. And I'm sure many of us have experienced being used. Many of us probably have been on the using side where we have used individuals. I know I myself have done it. Not proud about it, but I've done it for various reasons, I'm not going to get into what I use people for, but, I've done it. And we have to be conscious of those people that come to suck us dry. I remember one time this guy, I really liked him. He was all right. I didn't know really too much about him. Really didn't get a chance to know much of anything about him because our situation was short-lived. But I remember going over his house one day, and I remember, most of the females in the neighborhood was trying to see what he was about. And for whatever reason, he chose me. Now, I didn't say anything to him. He started, making his way towards me and holding conversations, so on and so forth. And then, we talked on the phone a few times, hooked up, went out. And this one particular time I went, he had to go to his mom's house. So I went over to his mom's house with him. And I have a habit of looking at pictures when I walk into someone's home. I have a habit of feeling it out. It's just something I do. I guess I'm gathering, the spirits and feeling and see what kind of environment I'm in. So part of me doing that is looking at pictures, looking at how you keep things, where things are, it's just me. I'm I spy. I'm a detective. So I went over and I saw this picture of him and this young lady. And it caught my attention because the young lady we kind of favor. She was like a little darker version of me. And I was like, wow. So I didn't say anything right away, but I did ask him who was the girl in the picture. And he told me, he said his ex, and, gave me a spill on that. Well, that was a freshly broken up relationship. Come to find out, he was using me to replace her because I reminded him of her. It was wild. And I'm like I didn't really get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you still care for her, then why don't y'all just try to work it out? But we didn't have a whole lot of conversation about that because obviously they got back together. And he started giving me the cold shoulder or whatever. See, his need for me had changed. He didn't need me anymore because the person that he really wanted, who he was trying to get me to replace, in my opinion, this is what I think, was back in his life. Usually. People will use you for your money. I've had people tell me, ask me, right? Now, if you ask me, can you borrow something? You want to borrow it, I expect it back. And I think this is usury. I don't care who you are. Ask me to borrow something, but they never pay it back. And they continuously ask me, And with my kind nature, depending on what story you give me, I'll continue to allow you, to lend you money or whatever until I wake up and realize that nope, can't do that anymore. I've used people for money. I certainly have. Like I say, I'm not proud about the things I've done, but I've done it. And I like to be upfront with my stuff. I guess I'm getting into the things I use people for after I said I wasn't. Sex. I've used people for sex. People have used me for sex. They wouldn't say it, but I really honestly truly believe that they did. When I look back on things. A whole lot of things we use people for. And we have to get out of the habit of using. We can't go around using people. Now, that's one thing, we need assistance, and people, offer that assistance, but we can't take advantage of that kind hand. We can't do that. Number one, we're going to reap what we sow, so it's going to come back on us. And number two, you tend to turn a good person cold when you do things like that. And then they have up these defenses where they don't want to allow people, the opportunities because they've been used so much. And it's really not good because of their experiences with whoever was using them. You alter them, and now they can't be the best them that they can be for someone who has very good intentions. Okay? So we have to be mindful of that. We have to get away from those people that we know are coming to just use us up and suck us dry. It is okay to be kind. It is okay to be giving. But we have to know when to give, when not to give. We have to use discretion. We most certainly do. Because there are a lot of people in this world, unfortunately, it is the way it is, that come with bad intentions. And they'll run you down this whole story about this, that, and the other. And it's all a lie. Also that they can get what they want. And we have to be mindful of that. And also not allow ourselves to fall into that. If there's anything that you want or need that badly, you can be honest and just say what you want or need it for, and give people the opportunity to decide for themselves what they're going to do, what position they're going to play. Don't make up their mind for them by lying and deceiving them and using trickery to try to get what you want out of people, because a lot of people do it. And no, you don't look at the repercussions when you're doing it, but trust and believe there are some, and you are being held accountable for that. Everything you've been held accountable for. So you may think you're getting away with something, but you're not getting away with anything. And when you really, really, really need somebody, guess what? Doors gonna start closing in your face because of seeds that you have sown. So be careful with that one, because it will come back to bite you in the end. It's a shame how we sometimes go about our lives really blinded. Like we're blindfolds on. Purposely. Because of fear, you know. So we accept things that we normally wouldn't. We don't have to accept these things. We don't have to accept these things. Like, people cheating on me. I often think about why I stayed in relationships, or even try to work out relationships where I was being cheated on. Now that I have a clear mind, open heart, and I'm conscious. I'm conscious now. I realize, and I do a lot of looking deep into me, that all the signs was there. All the signs was there. And I ignored those signs. All the signs was there. And we have to stop putting ourselves through that pain. We have to stop allowing people to use us for their own personal pleasure and gain. We have to. Because any individual that cheats on you, the likelihood of he or she doing it again is great. It really is. Unless something inside them deep has been altered and changed, and they really feel that remorse, and they want to, make right their wrongs, and they understand the severity of the situation, they understand the consequences, they really truly understand and have that great deep, will to make it right, they're just going to do it again. So basically, we're wasting our time. I can speak on that because I wasted a lot of time on individuals, who. And what I think it was more for is just comfortability, I used to be one that, tend to. I still am that way. I just haven't had a man. But, I just want to make them comfortable. It wasn't until my later years that I, started feeling that way and getting to that point, like in my 30s or whatever. Because in my 20s, I was like, whatever. Yeah. And I guess all the seeds that I had sowed in my 20s was coming back to bite me in my 30s. And now here in my 40s, I'm just like, whatever. Well, for the last 2 years anyway, I'm just like, whatever. I'd rather not. I have no time for it. So I'd rather be by myself, because I already experienced everything there is to experience in a relationship. But the signs were all there. All there. And for whatever reason, I think it was more so, it gets to a point when you start allowing people to continuously use you, I think it gets to a point where it's just like you think that the pros, you think that the cons, okay, for me, let me just talk for me. For me, I didn't really want to be alone. I ain't want to be putting no bills by myself, you know. I ain't want to be out here looking for no next mate, you know. I ain't want to sit by myself and just be with me. I wasn't in the frame of mind of even getting to know me and cleansing me, so, you know. A part of me just always felt like I had to have someone around me. And even though it was bad company, it was company. A part of me thought continuously that they would change. Foolishly. A part of me thought that they would change. You know, that if I did more, it always sometimes come back to, you know, us, like we're the problem. That if I did more, if I didn't do this, or if I didn't do that, then maybe things would be this way, maybe things would be that way. And so I would go through this whole process, and I would be trying to change things about me and try to, you know, accommodate his needs and everything. But no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Because whatever is lacking that's making them go out and cheat, it's lacking with them, not with you. Not with you. Because I find that sometimes you can give, because I've been in a situation where you can give everything you got. I mean everything. And they'll still go out and do it. Still go out and do it. And want to keep holding on to you because of all that you provide for them. But meanwhile, they're detached from the relationship. And that's a form of usury. You're using me. You know you don't want to be in this relationship anymore. And the only reason why you're in it, because of the things that I provide for you. And that's no good. That's no good. If we can't be on the same level, on the same page with individuals and give them what they're giving us, and if they can't give us what we're giving them, then we need to rethink these relationships. Because a relationship, it should be balanced. It should be balanced. And whenever the scales tip more to one side, then that other person needs to be doing something to, you know, to bring it back. That's just what I believe. I believe a good, sound relationship works with balance. I believe that a good, sound life works with balance. I believe that everything should have balance. Is it easy to create balance in everything? No, it's not. No, it's not. But with work, hard work, and dedication, and commitment, you can do it. It may take some time, but as long as you both are working towards that goal, you'll be fine. In relationships, there's a lot of usury. There's a lot of giving and there's a lot of giving on one side. A lot of giving and taking on one side. One partner giving, the other partner just taking. They ain't giving back. I think if, to stop to help, because there's still going to be, them people. To help with not falling into that, I think if we all just fashioned ourselves every individual to being the best that we can be, to being honest, to being trustworthy, you know, to having integrity, to, just having a sincere heart and doing things sincerely with good intentions. I think things would be a lot better. We have to change our mindset. We have to change how we think about things. I mean, everything just always goes back to the mind, how you think about things, how you perceive something. We have to change that. And I think a lot of people do use people too, because they like, I'm gonna get you before you get me, because there's so much of it out here in this world, you know. And that's where a lot of the dishonesty come in at. It's like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna use me for this, ain't nobody gonna use me for that, so I ain't gonna tell nobody what I got, or I'm gonna try to sugarcoat it, I'm gonna make it seem one way when it's really a next way, so on and so forth. We need to get back to the honesty. We really do. We need to get back to that. That'll cut out a lot of using. Just be honest about what it is. People don't understand when you do certain things to people, it really changes them. It really does. And some people are not strong enough to come back from it. And some people, it take a long, long, long time. And some people just have their defenses up. So, yeah. Sometimes I feel like I got my defenses up. Like, it's like, I don't know. Like, what? I don't know. Yeah. I sometimes feel like, that whole trust issue with me is like a big, huge. And I don't know how to break down the wall so that I can allow people in, because it's hard to trust. Really hard to trust. And that's just from years of people, abusing you and using you and so on and so forth. So we got to be mindful of, what we're doing out here and how it affects other people. It's very important, because we don't want people to have negative effects from this. And really, their life, they're not living the best life that they can live. Kind of, sort of, I don't really think I'm living the best life I can live, because I don't really trust people. It's like, I'm always expecting to see some of that garbage that I used to deal with, And because I'm expecting to see that, I don't allow anybody really in. And that's no good. That's no good. I'm really thinking about that now. That's true. So I'll be finding out things about myself. But, yeah. It really is hard, Whatever. We're not going to get into the whole conversation about me, my trust issues, whatever. They will be worked out eventually. It's a process. It didn't happen overnight. It ain't going to go away overnight. But I allow people opportunities, but I don't, I don't let them get close to me. I don't let people get close to me on purpose. And that could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing. Yeah. It could be a very bad thing, but whatever. I guess right now I just got to let it be what it is and concentrate on what I'm doing right now and let that take care of itself. Because it will, in fact, work itself out. Because I'm a firm believer that anything that's for me will be for me, and not even I can stop it. And sometimes we get in our own way. And I swear, if it's for me, my eyes will be open towards it, my heart, and everything. I will see clearly, the direction and the path that I'm supposed to travel, and I won't have any doubt or reservation, um, because that's just how God gonna put it together for me. Because He know, what I'm dealing with, pretty much. But all of that's to say, we got to stop ignoring the signs that's right before our eyes and stop allowing people to use us, stand in these broken, bitter relationships, these relationships that's not bringing us any good, whether it's a intimate relationship, business relationship, personal, family, whatever, it's all the same. Usury is usury. It don't matter who, what capacity you are to who you are to me or whatever, or how we interact with each other. None of that matters. All that matters is the fact that you're being used, and no one should be. We should all be respected for who we are, and we should all really, be looking to give each other more respect than that, than going around and trying to see how much we can get from somebody, and how much we can drain them. I'm sorry, I was just thinking about this. So this guy one time, he had hit me on Facebook, and we friends on Facebook, and we was talking or whatever, and he wound up, it wasn't that long, it was like 3-4 days. It wasn't that long because of me, because I'm a prayer. And so when I met him, everything about him just seemed way too good to be true. Way too good to be true. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I listened to him, I engaged him in conversation, so on and so forth. And like on the second, about the second day, no, it was like the third day. Well, actually, I'm sorry. It was like 5 days altogether. But on the second day of us really, talking, which was pretty much the fourth day. The fourth day of me even knowing him, period, or being his friend on Facebook. It's a little complicated. I know I'm making it sound way more complicated than it is. But whatever. So let me just say on the fourth day. He was like, "What are you doing today?" And I said, "I'm going to the store to get these shoes, so on and so forth." And how some people, when you say you're going to get something, like, "Oh, okay, you're going to bring me something back." So it's just like, whatever. You're not really expecting to get anything back. It's just something you say. He wanted something back. And I'm like, okay. I mean, like, I don't really know you. But, okay, just being whatever. So the dude asked me for an iTunes card. Now, I don't know nothing about no iTunes card. I'm real old school. Whatever. Well, I'm just out of the loop. So I had to look it up and ask my daughter about it. Well, come to find out, this dude was a catfisher. It blew my whole life because, like, when I prayed about it on that second day, and I'm like, because I was starting to get bad vibes about him because you asking me for stuff, and he was like dead serious about me buying this iTunes card. And I'm like, can you reveal to me what this is, because it just don't seem right. And my whole spirit just started getting real dark towards him. And so I told him, I was like, no, I don't really want to talk to you anymore because I don't think you are who you say you are. So he want to convince me that he is who he say he is, so on and so forth, and that I'm tripping, so on and so forth. And I'm like, nah, it's something in my spirit that's not right about you. So my daughter, she does her little investigation. She's an aspire too. She, my oldest daughter, she does her little investigation. She was like, yeah, Mom, that's a catfish. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, why would you want to catfish me? I don't understand that. But about 2 or 3 weeks later, I'm seeing all of these little ads and stuff on Facebook about people doing the catfishing. And I'm like, I just thought that was on TV. I mean, I knew it was happening, but I guess you know how that old saying, I didn't think it could happen to me. Oh, it was happening to me. It was about to, no, it didn't happen. It was about to happen to me. Using. Why? Why? And so, now when I meet people out on Facebook, oh, no. I don't think, we let's keep this professional on Facebook. That's how we going to do that. Because I don't have time. No. No, thank you. No, thank you. And it's always okay, never mind. I ain't gonna get into that. We don't have time for that. So we need to be careful out here with these people that's use it. That come only to use you. Okay? Yeah. That just brought back the memory of that. Trying to catfish me. Got the right one, baby. But anyway. Y'all stay mindful of these people out here that have ill intention and trying to get what you got. And most of us don't have much. So that's a big loss. Alright? And let's not go around using people. Let's be mindful of our intentions towards individuals. Okay? Alright. I probably was a little off topic, but whatever. You got the message. No using people. And don't be used. Be smart. And look at all the signs. All the time. MJK.